So we have this great church around us called Gateway. Do you go to Gateway? No, you don't.
Sometimes.
Go sometimes. Mm-hmm. I really like it. Tony Evans was there this weekend, and he was like, "We got to try to make sense. What is happening? What is happening?"
That's a good question.
Okay, really good question. And so, I thought, how is he going to do this politically? What's happening? He didn't talk politics at all. He didn't talk politics at all. He did start with Humpty Dumpty, but that's a different story. He brought up 2 Chronicles. 2 Chronicles?
Two
Chronicles.
I do remember
they
2
got
Chronicles.
together. And, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So this is Old Testament stuff. Let's see. He said, for a long time, Israel was without a true God, without a priest to teach, and without the law. So without the true God, that means there were gods, just not the true God. So that would be like Moloch, which Moloch you worshipped if you wanted fertility. He was the god of fertility. And then, of course, you had to kill your baby. But don't worry about that. So gods were things that would do things for you, and you expected things from these gods. Now, these are my thoughts on this. Gee, we're all looking for a savior now that will go to Washington and do things for us. Has that become one of our gods? I spent a lot of time this morning, not prepping for this show, actually just thinking, selfishly about me, because come on, it's it's Glenn Beck program. It's all about me. And I without going into any detail, I can't imagine how you could inflame my family more than it is right now. It's just on fire. And so I've had a lot of time of soul searching. Like, wow, what did I do wrong here? What's happening? And so today I was thinking, okay, so what's happening? And what are my gods? I spent an enormous amount of time looking for historical items and an enormous amount of money. And I thought, is that my God? Am I pursuing that too much? I'm in a place of real confusion right now, which I fit right in with the rest of society. So that's good. But it says, for a long time, Israel was without the true God, without a priest to teach. Well, we got that. You're going someplace? Got anybody who's actually teaching the law? Do you have anybody who's actually teaching you about, let's say, cancel culture? Why is cancel culture wrong? Because it's anti-biblical. It's anti-forgiveness. It's not fair. It's jury by the mob. Do you have a priest or a pastor or a rabbi, anybody talking about that and showing how the law corrects this law by the rule of mob? But in their distress, they turned to God, the God of Israel, and sought him. And he was found by them. In those days, see if this sounds familiar. In those days, it was not safe to travel about. Did you read about the couple that just got married in San Francisco? And they wanted to get their their wedding pictures taken at the Palace of Fine Arts, which is the Presidio. It's beautiful, beautiful. And it is the most popular place to take wedding photos for weddings. Well, last weekend, this couple just got married. They're having this photographer, and these two guys come up, and they just clock the photographer on the back of the head. He falls down, and he's still conscious, and they're trying to grab his stuff, and he's like, hey, and he actually fights back. And these two guys end up running away, but the bride is crying and the groom is trying to comfort her and the photographer is just freaked out. An hour later, at the Presidio, somebody else does the same thing, except this time gets away and takes all of the camera equipment. It's not safe anywhere. There's no common decency. I don't know why I thought of that. In those days, it was not safe to travel about. The inhabitants of the lands were in great turmoil. Notice it says lands. Great turmoil. That's kind of like more than just us. By the way, did you see that the inflation rate is now over 11% in England? In fact, Germany is starting to hoard cash. The banks are, because they're afraid of runs on the bank and total civil unrest this winter when it gets cold. Anyway, the inhabitants of the lands were in great turmoil. One nation would be crushed by another. One city crushed by another city, because God was troubling them with every kind of distress. This is the way God used to be. This is like what we were with our kids. When they were little, we were like, don't do that or it's a timeout. And they go, timeout? I'll take that any day of the week. Fine. But the Old Testament God was, hey, stop it or else. But then we grew up and we got a New Testament. We got a new partnership with God. And he's like, look, I'm just going to forgive you on everything. If you turn your heart back to me, I just forgive you. And, you're an adult now. This is where I am with my kids now. I'm just like, hey, dude, whatever. Your life. Dad's not here to bail you out anymore. Because apparently the only way you can learn is if you feel the full brunt force of running down the stairs and just thinking that door is open and you run right into it and, smash your face against the wall. Congratulations. Dad's been there to say, whoa, slow down. Don't do that. Run. Don't run. You're going to hit you. Yeah, I'm smarter than that. And then you run down the stairs. Okay, so at some point, Dad just goes, whatever. And they have to feel the full ramifications of what they've done. That's what's happening to us now. We have replaced God, and we have shooed him out of everything. Everything. Even church. Go to some churches. They're not even talking about God. It's like, what are you talking? What? This is a poetry hour? What? They're not even doing it in churches. It's not like we've got rid of him in the public square. We've got rid of him in like his house too. Yeah, can you just move out? I mean, not outside, but not inside either. Can you just move on out a bit? Now, to me, this sounds like what's going on. Maybe not. I think it is. But here's the next thing God says. But as for you, surely he's not talking about me. But as for you, be strong. Do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. I thought that might be something that we should pass on today. Maybe, I know it's just an old dusty story written by men who are enslaving other men. They didn't even know how to write code. And they're telling us all these crazy stories. Yeah. I tend to believe there might be a purpose for these stories. And it could be as simple as because people are stupid and keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different end result. Could be that. I'm just saying, if you're a little down in the mouth today, Eeyore, be strong. Don't give up. Your work will be rewarded.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.